Let the sun shine in. As longtime viewers will remember, the floor developed a giant sinkhole. The plan, of course, was to move all of this into here and get rid of all this stuff. And this was just a plan before, but I just called the landlord and it's official. The reason this was like maybe not 100% certain is I'm month to month here, but anytime a landlord's gonna be losing money, they're not gonna be happy, and maybe he was gonna try to find some excuse. But the thing is, the floors are rotting out. The floors are rotting out of here, and they're not over there, of course. So that's a pretty good argument. So yeah, that's official. In fact, I didn't even have to twist his arm about it. He was very cool about it. I happen to have a pretty good landlord here. Welcome to M3's 3D. Every day I shoot a short film showing the authentic slice of life of a 3D printing entrepreneur. We've been in business for 6 years. This is how it all works. Morning roundup. Of course, another Indiana Jones golden idol. Somebody ordered a custom really big Einstein, so there's that. This is a older item. It is a little wall hanger thing that's an owl. You put headphones in it, but you can put other things. This is not a new product, but this is a test thing. We are going to be trying to make rubber band guns, like I said in the last video. And this is just a really simple design. We're also gonna have to print out some pins or something to connect these, but we just want to do the proof of concept thing. Hehe, D20. Also, you can see the logo here, printing out just fine. Looks beautiful. This should also be quite easy to paint. Remember, we're painting sort of the raised parts. Shouldn't be too hard. With this custom order, I'm kind of doing the concierge service since they paid $750. I can't even say it, it's just a lot of money. So I sent some pics to them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be pretty happy with that. Got another one over here, printing good, no layer shifts or nothing. Very sexy. This, of course, is a normal D20. Does not have the special side or anything, but it's turned out good. And then another one of the custom ones. It's less far along, but I'm not feeling any layer shifts or anything like that. Looks like it's doing fine. Now it's time for our favorite Monday ritual. How many products did we introduce last week? So we got Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We did not get a new product introduced on Sunday. I was really trying to get the drink cup painted and stuff, but it didn't quite happen. So we're gonna take these off. That was 5, and we're just gonna add some tick marks, baby. There we go. Just a bit closer to 150. We're about to get that coffee, but I've decided this guy's waited long enough right here. We're going to be taking official pictures of him later, but we are doing a giveaway. A giveaway for the giant Moai. Let's turn him a little more like that. He is really big, but he is very cool. He will not tell your secrets. If you want this giant stone finished Moai, he is solemn but wise. Send me a message on Etsy. First link in the description. I will send them to you for free. Yes, you can have your very own Moai, not just a small one. You've seen my little Moais, but you've not seen my big Moai. He will be a beautiful centerpiece for for whatever you use a centerpiece for. So yeah, message me on Etsy, first link in the description of this video. I will send them to you, and we're gonna take some pictures later. But I've gone without coffee long enough. In a lot of ways, Moais are the perfect thing for me to be selling, because these are all my photography outfits. Obviously, these are from the thrift stores, and you know, tiki, Moai, island theme kind of goes with all the pseudo-Hawaiian stuff like that. I was thinking, like, I think Indiana got called Indiana because that was the only thing there. You know, there wasn't mountains and stuff. It wasn't Montana. It wasn't Florida or anything. It wasn't Florida. A thing I found surprising moving to Texas is, generally speaking, people in Texas are taught almost as much about Texas history as they are national US history. Part of that is Texas history is actually kind of interesting. You know, it's got its own lore, sort of. It was its own country at a certain point, obviously. And like, that is not a true thing in Indiana at all. Indiana history is about as boring as it could possibly be, maybe with the exception of like Wyoming. One of the biggest projects I ever had to do in elementary school, which was just insane, just the most insane project to have a kid do, was called the Indiana History State Notebook or something like that. And this is like a 300-page thing that I had to do. It involved like pasting pictures. It was like supposed to be a scrapbook, but it's a scrapbook of Indiana history. And you just cannot, there aren't words in the English language to fully articulate how boring that was. There's almost nothing I remember about 5th or 6th grade. I think it was 5th grade, but I remember the Indiana State History Notebook or whatever it was called. I mean, we're talking about weeks of agony. It was just horrible. And I can summarize Indiana State history to this day quite adequately. Here's Indiana history. There were a bunch of Native Americans there. Some fairly unjust things happened to those Native Americans, and then people planted a bunch of corn. Indiana, my personal history points towards Duncan. Feels really good that I finalized the deal with the landlord. It was the only piece of the puzzle that was still kind of an open question. But yep, we're gonna start moving the stuff pretty soon. Maybe not today. Maybe I'll do a couple things today, but that's gonna be February's project. Oh yeah, here's a fun bit of news. Nacogdoches is getting an Aldi. Aldi is a German company, for anybody that didn't know. It's funny that we have it here, but we think of it as kind of a discount grocery store, which is basically true, but it's kind of just normal food in Germany. But as somebody that really likes to obviously save a lot of money on food, as I've demonstrated in these videos, having another option is not such a bad thing. I'm probably gonna go to that Aldi quite a bit. All right, we're doing the old $7 burrito again. Man, this place is so good. If it was warm out, I would just go inside. You can see that it's enclosed, but it's like not exactly perfect. I think my rule with the $7 burrito place is about once a week. I don't want to overdo it, but once a week is fine. I mean, it's basically the same price. We actually calculated my meal prices in the last episode, and this is like cheaper than that. There's somebody ahead of me, but just got a response from the person with the custom order, and they're like, oh wow, it looks great, thank you so much. So that's nice. Hola. Un burrito al pastor sin frijoles.
Pastor, extra frijoles.
That's it.
That's it.
It's total. All right. You know, I think we will start moving some stuff today into the new place. I don't like it when there's like a project and nothing has been started on it yet. Bag secured. Man, the $7 burrito place is so good. It's such a solution, man. Because there are these times where I just really want to get tacos, and any of the really good places around here, I'm gonna spend 14, 15 bucks. And like, I can just go get a $7 burrito that's basically just as good. Oh, we got a big old train. I guess we're gonna have to go around. It is funny how it's just a universal truth that basically any houses that are near train tracks, that's like the bad part of town. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just funny that anywhere you go, that's gonna be true. One time I got pulled over near an airport. I was waiting for somebody to arrive. I think it was my ex-wife at the time. And I had $600 in cash on me because this was still when I was doing the vending business. I just always had cash on me because I was collecting cash all the time. And like, the cops just about arrested me. because they just thought, like, why would anybody have $600 in cash on them? Which was just so stupid. It's like, it's legal to have money with you. What are you talking about? That's basically what I said, and they did let me off, but like, it came real close. There was like a couple of cops there. They're about to lock me up for having legal US currency. It also didn't help that my car was just a piece of crap. Like, if you think this car is bad, which it's not at all, it's only got 81,000 miles on it, and I got it with 55,000 miles on it. It's really quite a nice car, but my car back then was like a 93 Subaru or something like that. It was just the worst thing you've ever seen. There's a guy in it that has 600 bucks in $1 bills. It just seems pretty weird. Yeah, about the only thing I miss about the vending machine business is I would just have these stacks that are that big old stacks of money. In fact, when I went to the bank, I would bring a hand truck because the box of money full of quarters and $1 bills was so heavy that I couldn't even really lift it. But yeah, you just felt like a gangster. You felt like Eazy-E in those music videos with just the giant stacks of money. It was so cool. Back at the shop, we're gonna eat this burrito. Again, $7, unbelievable. Then we are going to move some things, probably throw some stuff away just for a little bit to get the process started. And then we are going to package because we painted a bunch of things yesterday, as you probably remember. Wow, that burrito is so good. Every time it just blows my mind. If you're ever in Nacogdoches, you have to get one. But I think we're gonna take some official photos of this guy. Then we're gonna do some of the moving. Then we're gonna do some of the packaging. Also ordered some new LED lights for the new place, including another light curtain like we have in the window. But I think I'm gonna put it on the wall somewhere. Also, time to listen to Pentangle. Okay, I've been looking for like a half hour, and sadly, I cannot find my straw hat anymore. I've looked everywhere it could possibly be. Like, maybe I threw it away at some point or got smashed. I don't think I did. But that would have been the perfect hat for this Moai. Like, obviously, but I can't find it. Also, this is what shows up when you Google stuff like big cheese prop. Like, a lot of these are me. That's the cheese doorstop, of course. That's actually me too. For some reason, they put a customer review image on there. The things we do for love and money. Got pics of the Moai, so that's good. I think we're gonna paint or put the tape stripes on here, ready for paint. And then we're gonna start moving some stuff, and then we're gonna start packaging. So let's actually count how many sides there are. You can kind of see, I smoothed the lines out when I was designing this, but it's still got basically sides. We're of course doing that so that we can decide how wide the stripes should be. Like this. Here we go. Equidistant stripes, basically. Almost looks like a popcorn bucket. Maybe I should make a giant popcorn bucket. So I gave myself about a month to dig through this, but this is what we're gonna clean up. I guess the biggest thing would be the scrap pile. Since we're basically abandoning the project of recycling, there's really no reason to have this anymore. So it's a good thing I gave myself more than a month to do this. Now we do have some large printers out here. Even if they don't work or there's something wrong with them, there's going to be components and stuff we're gonna strip out of them. So that's involved, but not ridiculous. And then, of course, longtime viewers will remember all the IT stuff I bought. It's been a while since I talked about it, but I found a guy who was older, probably retiring, who was getting rid of all of his computer repair stuff. He basically had an IT department. And he was selling everything he had for 120 bucks, which included 65 laptops. This isn't all of them, and these are disk drives, of course, but yeah. Some of them were like repaired, laptops that were going to be repaired that the person never paid for. Some of it was broken laptops that he got that he was going to repair, and he didn't feel like sorting through it, so he gave it to me. Long story short, I did list a bunch of those laptops and sold a whole bunch of them and made my money back and then some. But then the business really started doing a lot better than it had been, and it's just something that's got to go. Now, I may actually keep, since the actual laptops are rather small, I may just keep the laptops, but it also came with these bins and bins and bins of like cords and random stuff, things like routers, like the kind of stuff you would find in the back of an IT department. Like this crate here, or bin or whatever, that's a lot of frames for laptops and like all-in-one PCs. You know, if you're replacing a screen or something, you need the frame that goes around it. So almost all of that's going to get thrown away. And between those three things, this room is going to pretty much be cleared out because of that. There's a couple other things in this room inside here that I can kind of consolidate and make more room, but that's the main bulk of it. And we're just going to do a little bit of that today. Let's get started from this angle. We can begin with this right here. Pretty much nothing in here is worth keeping. Technically, there's this laptop. Maybe we'll keep that out. Parsing through it, there's a scale. Just needs batteries. There we go. It's nice to have a backup scale. I don't use it that much, but I do use it for some things. Just gonna drag it one bin at a time. Also, the LED curtain that I bought today is larger than this, and it was only 25 bucks. It was on super sale. One thing I'm grateful for, we've got a big old dumpster right here. Ugh. Now, astute observers may note that there are potentially things that I would be throwing away that, strictly speaking, I might have to throw away at designated places because they are electronics. And to those people I say, F the police. It's absolute mad lad time. Yup, there's one little spot. You can see we've got several of these, and some of this, like I said, is stuff we might keep, but you know, we have more than 30 days to do this, so we're just making a dent every day. Let's package some stuff. We've got Puggy Boy. Time to pack up the silver Moai. Gold Tupac. Marcus Aurelius. Right here, Gandy Pipe. Time for the Art Deco head. Well, it's pretty dry. We're gonna take the tape off. I put a bunch of coats of white and it still turned out like slightly pink, but I think with the contrast of the pure red, it's gonna be fine. All right, see, that's a pretty big contrast right there. Yeah, see, compared to red, this looks like white, but with absolutely zero context, it looks pretty pink. So it's funny how that optical thing works. You can kind of grab all of them at once. Take a look at that. That's a milkshake right there, baby. Yeah. So I thought about making the lines thinner. That might have been slightly better, but it takes a lot more work to do that. Like this, you know, you put the one line, put the other line, and then you just fill it in. It's much simpler than having a bunch of thin lines. But still, I think this conveys, you know, this conveys the look. And it makes me think I should make like a big peppermint or something like that. Popcorn bucket, peppermint. I think we need a lot more things that are like white and red, because it really pops. Small T-Rex skull. Big shark. Black D20. Well, that's probably enough for today. I think I'm gonna cool off with a nice milkshake. If I only had a yard, I could have some boys. I just sold a big T-Rex skull, and I remembered that I made one extra during Christmas and even put bubble wrap on it. So that's what this is. Well, it's gratitude time. Let me see, what am I grateful for today? I guess the big one has to be that the deal to move into the place next door is finalized. We got lots of time to do it. You know, sometimes these things are very last minute and that really sucks. So I'm legitimately grateful that I'm gonna have a lot of time to do that. Feel good about the milkshake. We didn't get pictures today, but we can probably do that tomorrow. And oh yeah, remember, if you want the Moai, first link in the description. So that's good stuff. New products. Some of the new products and stuff are getting favorites. They're starting to get traffic. So a lot of times when you launch a product, even if it's a really good one, it doesn't sell or get traffic very much at first. But after a few months, people start adding them to their favorites list. You know, a person's scrolling through and they see something once, then they see it again later, then they see it again later, and they start thinking, I do like that thing. And that's when you start getting traction. And it does kind of look like that's what's happening. I'm also grateful that I didn't have to make this skull. So that's a good feeling. But let's jump into the Discord. So on Discord, there's a lot of people talking about the smoke detector noise. I have not even noticed that. So I guess I'll have to see if that's going off. Basically, all the discussion is about that. So yeah, on to YouTube. Paul Copper Sky Industries says, grateful that you saved the ice cream, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I am too. We got it half painted today. That's a secret for later. Jackie Prince says, he wasn't just a delivery driver, he was a union man. Something like that. Chris Wilson says, thanks for 180 episodes of entertainment. Yep, it's happening. It's real. This train has not stopped. Kimo, K-I-M-O, I think it says, in 2006, I was working in Europe and took a weekend trip to Krakow. A friend and I were walking around looking for the factory as it wasn't really advertised. We eventually found it and walked past as if wasn't a tourist spot. I believe it stopped being used by another company in the early 2000s and was being converted into a museum. A security guard noticed us, opened the gates, and showed us around parts of the factory and into the offices upstairs. I believe in Schindler's List, if I remember right, the offices in the upstairs are the real offices that Oskar Schindler was in. So if you look at those scenes, you're looking at the real thing. I would say I am grateful for being able to have had that experience. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, my rants from the last episode, it's just like there are these places where history happened, and we definitely have to preserve them. So, what are you grateful for today? What small moments are adding to your appreciation of life? What thoughts are going through your head? We all want to know. Write down in the comments. I will give you a heart, probably give you an upvote, and other people may upvote you. We are the Gratitude Gang, and we are grateful for things. Peace.